They appear to have.
Enough people, when you're watching on India Today TV, many of you, I mean, some of you I'm sure do, but many of you may not realize the importance of the left cadres in constituencies like Begusarai. Very, very strong, formidable CPI cadre on the ground.
Yeah, and the other important, the other important thing is that left may not have huge number of votes across the state, but they have just enough votes. So every seat, 5, 7, 10.
Concentrated and transferable.
Yes, and they were committed people.
Okay.
And they have a strong band of workers.
Very quickly, VIPs, Mokama, Anand Singh, one of the dons within the RJD, leading at the moment in Mokama. Chandrika Rai trailing. We just discussed Chandrika Rai, father-in-law of Tej Pratap, trailing at the moment. Early trends in Parsa.
Former father-in-law.
Former father-in-law. Okay, former father-in-law is what you can call him. The other interesting, Manju Verma. Cheria Bariapur, remember her husband, one of the prime accused in the Muzaffarpur child shelter case. She is also trailing, and there was criticism of Nitish Kumar following the way he handled that case. Big one, Nand Kishore Yadav, trailing at the moment in Patna side. Early trend. Remember, one of those figures, as Rajat says, those politicians of the BJP leaders without really a mass base, but seen as a Yadav face of the BJP, trailing at the moment in Patna Sahib. Remember, the BJP is expected to dominate it. Pushpam Priya Chaudhary, one of the interesting young faces in Bakipur. She's against Love Sinha. The leading, Shatrughan Sinha's son is leading at the moment in Bakipur. So that's an interesting turnaround. Remember, this is a seat which the BJP has held.
Very strong BJP seat.
Plurals Party. She's one of the younger. Her father was a minister. She herself decided to form her own party. And another big one, Dinara, because this is the kind of seat where the LJP is damaging. Rajendra Prasad Singh of the BJP, one time seen as their vice president, was a chief ministerial candidate in 2015. He's trailing, but possibly taking enough votes for the RJD to be leading at the moment in Dinara. So Jai Kumar Singh, in fact, minister, is also trailing in Dinara.
The overall picture at this moment, the RJD leading on 21 seats, a lead of 12 seats over the last election. The NDA currently leading on 12, that's 12 down from the last election. In the NDA, we'll be able to show you a party-wise breakup as well. There it is on your screen. 9 leads for the BJP, 5 for the JDU, 1 Hindustani Awami Morcha, and then you've got the Mukesh Sahni's VIP yet to open its account. RJD on 14, the Congress on 9. That's the overall breakup. As far as the CPI-ML on 3, CPI on 1, BSP on 1, AIMM yet to open its account, 9 for the BJP, and that's interesting, Rajat. The BJP currently leading on almost twice the number of seats that the JDU is.
Well, I mean, if these projections, these are too early. I believe these are postal ballots which are being counted
that's
right now.
Very early. Very early.
Because,
we've just seen in the US what happens as the counting
that he did not understand which way is the order. So postal ballots still too quick to call on anything. But largely, if this trend goes on, then we do see that BJP will have a significant upper hand in this alliance.
You know, there are two battles therefore within a battle. There's one to reach 123, the magic halfway mark, 122. The other battle between the RJD and the BJP. Which becomes party number 1. That's the battle within a battle. At the moment, the RJD is 14, the BJP is leading in 10. So that is an advantage to the RJD at the moment. But how are the allies taking, which party is being taken forward? 5 at the moment are to the JDU, but it's the Congress which needs to start doing, which is also doing reasonably well. 9 to the Congress. Remember, one of the fears that the RJD has, will the Congress be a Kamzor Kadi? At the moment, the Congress...
I have some interesting leads here, Rajdeep. Of the JDU's 71 MLAs, we have trends for 19 seats. The JDU is currently retaining 26% of the seats where they were they had sitting MLAs. They're losing 74% of their seats. JDU at this moment trailing on 74% of its seats, 7 of those being taken by the RJD. As far as the BJP's 53 seats are concerned, we have leads currently on 12. The BJP is holding half, losing half. So their retained ratio is 50%. BJP holding half, losing half. The RJD, we have trends currently on 10 of their seats, holding 6. These are on sitting MLAs. See, when I say 10, these are 10 sitting MLAs for which we have leads. They are holding 60% of their seats. 4 they are currently trailing on. Let's also show you the strike rate. I'll start with the strike rate of the NDA. The NDA's current strike rate is 36% of the seats where we have leads. They need a strike rate of 54% to form the government. If we come to the RJD alliance, the RJD's current strike rate is 63. If this is, Rajdeep, the Indian political league, it's the RJD's batsmen who've got off to a good start this morning.
Not just the RJD's batsmen off to a good start, but clearly the JDU's opening pair, whoever they are not doing well. And I think that is going to be critical, because I think what we forget is the JDU is contesting more seats actually than the BJP. So you've got, the JDU has to do well for the BJP-led alliance to form the center. The JDU is contesting more seats than the BJP, and that is going to be a critical factor, Rahul, come this evening. Can the JDU at least have a 30 to 40% minimal strike rate? Because then you want the BJP has to then score 70% strike rate to reach the halfway point.
If BJP strikes at 60-65 and JDU at 30-35,
it won't be enough.
It won't be enough, but then once they cross 3 digits, then the game is open.
So in a way, the real challenge, I think, is to look at, and I keep maintaining, RJD is scoring at the cost of the JDU at the moment. Those seats...
I can show that to you, Rajdeep.
Yeah, please.
We can do it. Okay. So pay attention to